You have done exceedingly well. And I was wondering why St. Mark was always producing top athletes, top cricketers, top footballers. And now I know that Bonair Government School is really the nursery. They are not yet there. You have cultivated them. And therefore, your school is a well-rounded school. I recall when I played cricket from college, I had to face guys like Kobe. And I'll tell you that was one of the most frightening experiences you could have, especially on this ground in Victoria here. I mean, when you listen to Kobe, you'll always find an excuse to tell your umpire you're not ready yet. And always want to stop you. But the outcome was inevitable. You're the free or go knock down a bouncer. The other guys, yes, or Stan George, top footballer. The guy like Steve Mark. And the early days, I remember a guy like Motel, when they did access to play against Hurricane. And Hurricane has been a force to be reckoned with in football since I was a little boy, 10, 12 years old, and up to today, Hurricane is still a force to be reckoned with. Although I must admit they're not as strong as before. But it really shows the strength. It really shows the quality of the people from this great parish. And this school has a great role to play in nurturing, in building and molding those persons in almost every field of endeavor we can talk about. Culture, you have done well. The performing arts, so Bonair is in the forefront. And therefore I must commend you, and I want to encourage you to continue along this broad path of development. Yes, education academic is important, but you must not only focus on the narrow academics. You must look beyond the horizon. Skills training, important. And as I said before, the performing arts, these areas are also critical to our overall development. We must not forget the spiritual side of our development. Because to me, education without morality and spirituality is still, is still empty. And therefore we must pursue a holistic part of our development of our education. And therefore I want to commend you for your vision and your mission statement, which embraces those basic principles of all-round and lifelong education. You may be wondering why we are here in such large numbers. You look at the stage and you see the top echelon, or the top brass from the ministry, the permanent secretary, the chief education officer, the deputy chief education officer, and all the other ministers, the curriculum development officers, the area education officer and the staff of that unit. They're all here because, as I said before, we are one family. The Ministry of Education is not what exists down at Tantin in the Botanic Gardens. The Ministry of Education embraces all of our schools, all of our teachers, students. That's part of the Ministry of Education. And therefore, if we are one big family, then it is only imperative that we get to know each other. And hence the reason why, as part of my duty as Minister of Education is to get to know who the other members of the family of the Ministry of Education are by visiting the schools. Because I'm pretty sure that even some of the teachers do not know the officers of the ministry. And the officers of the ministry, some of them do not even know who the teachers are. And therefore this is the opportunity where we can get to know each other to understand what are our concerns. We want to know what are your concerns, what are some of the issues we are faced with that we can deal with, and at the same time we want to know. And you would want to know from us, how can we help you to perform your duties more efficiently and more effectively. And hence the reason why we are here in our numbers. And at this point in time, I will want the members of the team to really introduce themselves so you get to know who they are. So in moving forward, you can say, yes, I know who is the curriculum officer responsible for mathematics, who is responsible for English. So at this point in time, I will ask the members of the team to really introduce themselves to the staff and students of the Bonair Government School.
Good morning, all. My name is Ruth Elizabeth Rouse, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Andrea Phillip. I am the Acting Chief Education Officer.
Good morning. I'm Patricia Felix, Deputy Chief Education Officer with responsibility for schools.
Good morning, everyone. Maria Charles Viveg, Curriculum Officer, Social Studies, and Acting Head of Curriculum Department.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sandra Thomas, Curriculum Officer for Language Arts.
Good morning, my name is Lloyd Richardson, Curriculum Officer for Mathematics.
Good morning, I'm Miss Mitchell, School Attendance Officer for St. John and part of St. Mark.
Good morning, Leroy Charles, Attendance Officer, part of St. Patrick and St. Mark.
Good morning, gentlemen. St. John, Special Education Officer.
Good morning. Shamin Christopher, Early Childhood Education Officer.
Morning, Augustine Vestry, Curriculum Officer and Acting Head Editor.
Thank you very much. So now you know who they are. And as I said before, we have to dispel this notion that the ministry is separate from the schools and there is this wide gap between the ministry and our schools. Because we share a collective vision as to exactly what we do expect of you, our students, it is important that you know the role and functions of the various officers. You have been introduced to the officer responsible for mathematics. And this is a very important area for us because we do have some concerns facing our education system today. And that is the relatively poor performance of our students in the area of mathematics and science. Similarly, we have relatively poor performances in the area of English as well. And literacy and numeracy has been for those two critical areas are really the pillars of our education system. And therefore, if we are not well grounded in those two critical areas, it means that this present generation of students will not be able to walk in the footsteps of those who preceded them, the great sons and daughters of this parish and of Bonair. Additionally, we have other issues. Dean Below has proven to be an exception, in the sense that overall, our girls have been doing much better than our boys. And this is reflected at the secondary school level, when ironically more boys might be entering secondary school, but when you look at the end results in terms of graduation, more girls tend to graduate than boys. What happened? Our boys tend to drop out. The rate of dropout among our boys is much higher than our girls. It means that we have to address this issue. Too many of our young boys are dropping out of school and becoming social deviants, what we call bad behavior. We cannot accept this, my friend, because when children drop out of school and behave bad, it not only reflects negatively on our country, but it means that as a government, we have to spend more money to keep those boys who are behaving bad either in Richmond Hill or some other institution. And believe me, it costs more. It costs more to keep a young man in Richmond Hill than to keep that young man in school. So it is important that our young children, our boys and girls, attend school. And believe me, we have absolutely no reason at all why our children should not be attending school. Because unlike our days, when I was young, and maybe when I was young, maybe your parliamentary representative was until Bonair, so. Going to school in those days, I recall, this is a fact, I went through my entire primary school days, going to school without shoes. That's a fact. Without shoes, I had to walk over a mile every day to go to school, and before going to school, you have to go and look after the animals. Do all these things, get firewood, because you know there is outside and a pool, but the wood you have to cook on. Nowadays, children have study on the lesson, like in those days, even up to secondary school. I studied on the lamps and candles. Yeah? Nowadays, you have phone, you have access. Some of you have access to the internet, you know, at your age. You have overs in the computer, and some of us, the older ones. We went to school with our carriers. Yeah? 3-star carriers. With lunch. By the time it was 12 o'clock lunchtime, it was so cold, but you still have biscuits. Nowadays, you come to school and you have a meal. You do the transportation allowance. As I said, I walk over a mile every day to school. Yeah? So, the opportunities that are available to you should not be squandered. And that is why we have truancy officers to ensure that our young ones attend school. School attendance officers to ensure that you attend school. Because there is absolutely no reason why. Mr. Leroy is here and who else? And the teacher? No, let's talk about the school attendance officers to make sure that the young ones attend school. Because the mind is too important to waste. Right? So, young ones, my advice to you. I know if I ask any one of you what you want to be later on, you will say, oh, I want to be a doctor or policeman or fisherman, or as someone said before, in another school. If you want to be what you say you want to be, how can you get to that point? By staying at school, study, work hard, pass your exams, be disciplined, respect your teachers, say your prayers, because I believe in prayer. It helps. And then you will do well. Teachers, you have a responsibility as well. Children cannot rise above the level of the teachers. Do not expect the children to do well if you as teachers are not putting out your best. As far as I'm concerned, teaching is not just for the salary you get at the end of the month. Teaching should be a passion. You must have a passion for teaching. If you do not have a passion for teaching, you have no right to be here as a teacher and a big friend. The children depend on you. Parents as well have an important role to play. I am concerned that many parents are not shouldering their responsibilities as parents. Ensuring that when the children get home, they look at the work, ensure that they do their homework. And he, when I was attending school, he went to secondary school. Whenever I go home evening, the first thing my mother will ask, let me see your exercise again. And she wants to see how many P's, and I think about P and something right. And if you see I actually say, why did that wrong? You know, I tell her, you have to study hard, work hard. And that is how we did it. That's how we did it. There is no alternative to hard work, my friend. No alternative to hard work. Yes, I know that there are conditions that will influence how well you do. As was pointed out, the physical state of the environment in which you have to teach and which you have to learn. And yes, I know that your school is not in the best condition, but that should not hamper your much. Because I've seen children who have done well under more advanced conditions. But nevertheless, we have to address those deficiencies that do exist. And as your beloved parliamentary representative says, she is working very hard with other institutions and agencies to ensure that we improve the quality of the school. I've seen a long list of concerns expressed by the principal and teachers. We will address those at the appropriate time. But I want to give you the assurance that moving forward is a collective effort. At the level of the government and the ministry, we have to do what we have to do. And I just put stressing on the have. Because we are concerned that if we do not provide quality and relevant education, and that must start at the foundation, and this is the foundation, we will not be able to build a better and more prosperous Grenada. Education is the root out of poverty. If we want to be a prosperous nation, we have to put more emphasis on our education. I recall in 1960s, Mighty Sparrow, San Francisco, had what is, in my opinion, one of the best songs ever composed on education. When he said, children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you catch your head up. Without an education in your head, your whole life is in misery, you're better off there. But there's simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. So don't allow idle companion to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you have to learn today. Thank you very much, and please put more emphasis on the learning. Teachers, put more emphasis on the teaching of your ones. Remember, they are the future, and they depend on you. Thank you very much, and have a good day.